Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Thomas along with Charles Cookie Coger on Madison County Cable's coverage of Huntsville Lady Eagle basketball. We greet you from Pioneer Gym and Gentry for this 1-4A Conference Senior Girls matchup between your Huntsville Lady Eagles and the home team, the Gentry Lady Pioneers. Lady Pioneers under head coach Tim Folksener with an overall record of 7 wins and 10 losses. Lady Pioneers currently 4-5 inside the 1-4A Conference in 5th position. Huntsville Lady Eagles under head coach Charles Berry with an overall record of 18 wins and 4 losses. Lady Eagles in first place in the 1-4A, 8-1 conference mark. The players going around their respective coaches right now. And I'm not sure if we're going to do a national anthem first or we'll go straight to the starting lineups. We're waiting on the word from the PA announcer, Mr. Eldon Cripps, here at Pioneer Gym. Lady Eagles will be back in action this Tuesday night, first Tuesday of February. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. We'll do the national anthem. We'll break away for the national anthem, then come right back for the starting lineups in just a second. This is Lady Eagle basketball on Madison County Cable. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Huntsville Lady Eagles. Starting at senior guard number 4, Emily Phillips. Senior guard number 5, Miranda Campbell. Senior guard number 12, Chandler Sohn. Senior guard number 22, Shelby McCartney. Senior post number 52, Sierra Creek.
Head coach of your Lady Eagles is Charlie Berry.
Now here's the starting lineup for the Gentry Lady Pioneers.
And now you're starting Lady Pioneers. Starting guard, senior number 3.
Starting the senior guard number 3, Rachel Lawrence.
And guard, senior number 4, Bailey.
A senior guard number 4, Bailey Bills.
Guard, sophomore number 14.
A sophomore guard number 14, Amber Ellis.
Junior number 32.
Junior post number 32, Laura Little.
And number 34.
And a junior forward number 34, Haley Borgentine James.
Head coach of your Lady
Once again, the head coach of the Gentry Lady Pioneers, Tim Folks, entering 7-10 overall, 4-5 inside the 1-4A conference. Huntsville Lady Eagles under coach Charles Berry entering overall mark of 18 wins and 4 losses. Huntsville 8-1 inside the 1-4A conference in first place all by themselves, a game ahead of both Berryville and Prairie Grove. Lady Eagles will be back in action this coming Tuesday night, February 3rd, back on the road to take on the Lincoln Wolves in Western Washington County. It'll be Sierra Creek jumping center for Huntsville against Haley Borgentine James for Gentry. Tip is won by the Lady Eagles and the senior point guard Emily Phillips bringing it into the forecourt. Well, matchup zone looks like starting the game for Gentry. Ball goes free throw line, Chandler Sohn back up top to Shelby McCartney up between the circles. Emily Phillips reverses it now to Miranda Campbell. Campbell left wing now to Chandler Sohn. Sohn elbow to McCartney. McCartney over to Phillips right in the point. Right free throw line extended now to Campbell. Miranda Campbell dribbling back up top, left side now to Phillips, left wing now to Sohn. Chandler Sohn, left baseline to Sierra Creek. Off to Emily Phillips, up on the point to Campbell. Left side, free throw line extended now to Sohn. Sohn, left corner to Campbell. 3 shot is up. You bet. Miranda Campbell with the first basket of the ball game. It's a 3. Huntsville leads Gentry 3-0. 7-14 remains first quarter. Here's Haley Borgentine James with possession. Ball's brought back to Borgentine James on the give and go. Haley Borgentine James with the Lady Pioneers first basket of the ball game. Full court pressure now for Gentry. 3-2 lead for Huntsville. 6:58 remains first quarter. Ball goes ahead in the full court now to Miranda Campbell. Campbell Left free throw line extended to Chandler Stone. Back up top it goes to Emily Phillips. Campbell now, right wing Shelby McCartney. McCartney on the elbow now. Chandler Stone down low to Sierra Creek. Hollow post game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sierra Creek with her first basket. She has 2 points. Huntsville leads Gentry 5-2. 6:32 remains first quarter. Amber Ellis with possession. She floats it. No good. Rebound pulled by Emily Phillips for Huntsville. Phillips wheeling away from the defense. Brings it on into the front court. Head goes to Sierra Creek all alone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sierra Creek with 4 points on the game now. 7-2 lead for Huntsville over Gentry. 6:13 remains here in the first quarter. Eagles go full court pressure now. Ball goes head to Amber Ellis. Ellis has an opening. Ellis goes in all the way. Blocked away by Sierra Creek out of bounds. It will remain Gentry basketball, left baseline. Ball will be triggered in by the Lady Pioneers by Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence, that's a walking violation along the baseline as a spot throw, and it'll be Huntsville possession with 6:03 remaining here in the first quarter. Here comes that full court press. Looks like a 2-2-1 for the Lady Pioneers. Ball goes ahead to Shelby McCartney in the full court now is Chandler Stone. Stone stops free throw line extended. Gives it left side to Miranda Campbell. Mid post to Sierra Creek. Creek wheel shoots. No good. Rebound pulled by Bailey Bills for Gentry. Leaves it off for Rachel Lawrence. 5:43 remaining first quarter. 7-2 lead for Huntsville. Amber Ellis right wing now for the Pioneers. Brings it back up top to Bailey Bills. Bills looking to drive on Phillips. Bills needing some help now. Gets it back right of the point to Lawrence. Lawrence is matchup against Chandler Stone. Huntsville man-to-man defensively. Haley Morgantown-James with possession now for the Lady Pioneers. Morgantown-James likes to drive with the basketball. Creek needs to stay right on top of her. Morgantown-James still with it. Morgantown-James driving in. Still with it. Side the basket taken away by Emily Phillips. Phillips going all the way to the 10. You bet. Emily Phillips with her first basket of the game. She has 2 points. Timeout on the floor taken by Tim Folks for Gentry. There'll be a 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Pioneers. We'll keep it here with 5:06 remaining here in the first quarter. Huntsville up on Gentry 9-2. Here's a quick scoring summary. First for the Lady Pioneers, Haley Morgantown-James with the only basket for Gentry. For Huntsville, Miranda Sierra Creek has 2 inside baskets for 4 points. Miranda Campbell's hit a tray for 3 points. And then 2 points on a 3/4 length run to the basket by Emily Phillips. 9-2 lead for Huntsville over Gentry. 5:06 remaining first quarter. Ball's in play to Haley Morgantown-James. Right back to Rachel Lawrence, and Lawrence will bring it ahead. She's matched up against Chandler Stone. Huntsville staying man-to-man. Lawrence looking to drive. Lawrence in all the way. Blocked away by Sonia. She plucks it down the air. Here's Emily Phillips up the near side now for the Lady Eagles. On into the front court now. Right free throw line extended to zone. Up on the point to Miranda Campbell. Campbell, left side now to Phillips, and Phillips will recycle the offense right to the point now to Campbell. Right wing to Stone. Stone, elbow Shelby McCartney. McCartney back to Phillips on the point. Left wing to Campbell. Miranda Campbell will dribble back up and recycle the offense. Left wing now to Shelby McCartney. McCartney on the point now. Emily Phillips. Right free throw line extended now to Campbell. Campbell skipping over left side to McCartney. McCartney on to Campbell. Right of the point now. On to Phillips. Left wing now to McCartney with 4:13 remaining first quarter. Sierra Creek down low to Chandler Stone. Stone to the 10. It was partially deflected. It will remain Huntsville basketball. 4:06 remaining first quarter. Here comes a substitution now. Bailey Bills coming out of the game. Bills is replaced by Brianne Ward. Ball comes to Emily Phillips now for the Lady Eagles. So that's still that matchup zone for Gentry. Ball goes mid post to Shelby McCartney. Tries to get into Sierra Creek. It's taken away by Rachel Lawrence for Gentry. Lawrence crosses it over now to Haley Morgantown-James. Crossing it now left side of the floor. Lauren Little right back to Morgantown-James. Left wing three-pointer by Rachel Lawrence off the back iron. No good. Rebound pulled by Morgantown-James. It's out of bounds. Who is it off of? It is off Morgantown-James last. It's Huntsville basketball, 3:38 remaining first quarter. 9-2 lead for the Lady Eagles. Here's Emily Phillips working it up. Left side now Miranda Campbell. Left wing Shelby McCartney. McCartney set shot three. Off the iron, no good. Ball stepped around, played by Sierra Creek, mid-post for Huntsville. Back out there with three shot is up. Rattles out, no good. Shelby McCartney pulls it right back up with it. Yes, sir. Shelby McCartney with her first basket of the game. She has 2 points. Huntsville leads Gentry 11-2. There's 3:12 remaining first quarter. Haley Morganton James bringing it left side of the floor. Off to Amber Ellis. Baseline now Lauren Whittle. Back up top to Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence inside, taken away by Sierra Creek for Huntsville. Here's Emily Phillips up court to Miranda Campbell. Campbell slows it up, free throw line extended to Sierra Creek. Mid-post Shelby McCartney. McCartney wheeling, shooting, no good. Ball stepped around and claimed by Rachel Lawrence for Gentry. 2:44 remaining first quarter. 11-2 lead for Huntsville. Rachel Lawrence, the senior guard, on into the forecourt now for Gentry. Right side now to Lauren Will. On Haley Morganton James, left side for three, no good. Rebound pulled by Miranda Campbell for Huntsville. Ball comes ahead now to Chandler Sohn. Sohn up top to Shelby McCartney. McCartney looking to drive. Right side Sohn, back up top Emily Phillips. Reverses it to Miranda Campbell. Campbell back now. Phillips right wing now to Sohn. Sohn dribbling up right corner now Sierra Creek. Back up on the point Campbell. Left side now Phillips. Phillips keeping possession for the Eagles. On to McCartney now. McCartney looking towards the post. To Chandler Sohn, 50-foot blocked away and a foul detected against Amber Ellis. Amber Ellis charged with the first personal foul for Gentry. First team foul against the Lady Pioneers. And Chandler Sohn is at the line. First free throw attempts of the night for either team. First shot by Sohn on the way. Rattles home. Sohn's second free throw attempt on the way. Rattled out, no good. Rebound pulled by Brianne Ward for Gentry. Chandler Sohn has 1 point on the contest now. Huntsville up on Gentry 12-2. And the ball is off the Lady Pioneers. Last it's Huntsville basketball, 1:50 remaining here in the first quarter. Here comes Bailey Bills back in the game for Gentry. Bills is replacing Amber Ellis. Left wing now Shelby McCartney for the Lady Eagles. Up the corner, Miranda Campbell, three shot up. Off the front iron, no good. Ball is out of bounds off the Pioneers. Lastly was off Brianne Ward. It'll be Huntsville basketball, 1:36 remaining first quarter. Lady Eagles up by 10 at 12-2. Here's Miranda Campbell. Gets the ball into Shelby McCartney. Drops it back in the corner to Campbell. Campbell will dribble right back up on the point to Emily Phillips. Phillips, left wing now Chandler Sohn. Sohn to Shelby McCartney. Inside Sierra Creek. Yes, sir! Sierra Creek with 6 points on the game now. Huntsville leads Gentry 14-2. 1:20 remains first quarter. Here's Haley Morganton James with possession. Dropping it back to Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence will recycle the offense. Brings it right side of the floor now. Right wing to Morganton James. Morganton James matched up against Sierra Creek. Huntsville staying man-to-man as we hit the 60-second mark remaining first quarter. Up top it goes to Brianne Ward. Ward matched up against Miranda Campbell. Right wing to Morganton James. Morganton James looks to go to the baseline. Inside goes Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence is fouled by Shelby McCartney. McCartney with her first personal foul for Huntsville. First team foul against the Lady Eagles. Rachel Lawrence with Gentry's first free throw attempts of the ball game. First shot by Lawrence on the way, good. Here comes Delaney Tipton into the game for Huntsville, replacing Sierra Creek. Second free throw attempt on the way by Lawrence is also good. That's the first 2 points of the night for the senior guard, Rachel Lawrence. 14-4 is the lead for Huntsville over Gentry. 44 seconds remaining first quarter. Emily Phillips, left side forward, left wing down to Chandler Sohn. Sohn will dribble up, get ball mid-post to McCartney. Cutting to Emily Phillips. Phillips up top to Miranda Campbell. Three ball up, off the front iron, no good. And it's on the deck. And Gentry somehow ends up with it. It'll be a held ball force. Alternate possession will give the ball to Gentry. There is now 25.4 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. There's Rachel Ward working the ball up for the Lady Pioneers. Huntsville staying man-to-man. Lawrence, left wing to Haley Morganton James. Morgantown James will bring it back up top. 10 seconds remaining, first quarter. Morgantown James looking to drive. She shoots it, and no good. Ball stepped around. Emily Phillips taking with 3 seconds. Phillips will shoot it. Well, it'll be a late shot. That's the end of the first quarter from Pioneer Gym and Gentry here. That's 1-4 conference matchup. That's the Huntsville Lady Eagles up on the Gentry Lady Pioneers, 14-4. We'll be back with the second quarter, play in just a second. This is Lady Eagles basketball on Madison County Cable. Second quarter starting here in Gentry in this 1-4 conference senior girls matchup. It's the Huntsville Lady Eagles up on the Gentry Lady Pioneers, 14-4. There'll be Huntsville possession starting the second quarter. Huntsville with possession. Emily Phillips, the senior guard, will bring it into the forecourt. Off to Miranda Campbell, left wing now to Chandler Sohn. Back now to Phillips between the circles. Right wing to Miranda Campbell. Campbell back to Phillips now. Right back to Campbell. Right wing now Shelby McCartney. Set shot three. All long, no good. Rebound pulled by Delaney Tipton. Up top to Emily Phillips. Left wing Chandler Sohn. Sohn. Back left baseline to Tipton. Right back now comes to Sohn. Sohn skipping it right side to Emily Phillips. Phillips crosses it to Campbell. Right back now, Phillips. Right wing now to McCartney. Shelby McCartney into Chandler Sohn. All the way in! Shot no good. Rebound pulled by Lawrence for Gentry. 7:17 remaining first half. Haley Morgantown James with possession matched up against Delaney Tipton. Huntsville man-to-man defensively. Morgantown James brings it right side of the floor now to Brianne Ward. Off to Rachel Lawrence now. Matched up against Chandler Sohn. Left side now to Bailey Bills. The two number fours match up against each other. Bills against Emily Phillips. Try to get to Lauren Little. It's out of bounds. A foul detected against Shelby McCartney for Huntsville. McCartney with her second personal foul for Huntsville. It's the second team foul now against the Lady Eagles. Ball be inbounded to Haley Morgantown James on the right side of the floor. About to get ahead now. Ball tipped away by Miranda Campbell. It's out of bounds off Campbell last. It will remain Gentry basketball. Ball being inbounded by Rachel Ward on the far side for the Pioneers. Lawrence looking to get the ball in play. And it's out of bounds. It called off Miranda Campbell last. It will remain Gentry basketball. Sierra Creek is back in the game now for Huntsville, replacing Shelby McCartney. Ball's up top now to Brianne Ward. In the court now, Rachel Lawrence with a three-shot up, three-shot good. First field goal again for Rachel Lawrence is a three. She has 5 points on the contest. Huntsville up on Gentry 14-7. 6:34 remaining here in the first half. Miranda Campbell, left corner for three. Short of the mark, no good. Down Delaney Tipton. Up top to Emily Piltz. Right wing now Chandler Sohn. Sohn. On the point now Campbell. Inside to Delaney Tipton. Tipton still with it. Right wing to Sohn. Back up top Campbell. Versus the ball to Emily Phillips. Right back to Campbell. Right wing now Sohn. Sohn up on the point. Phillips around to Tipton. Delaney Tipton. Stops. Pops. No good. Rebound pulled by the Pioneers. Pulled in by Haley Morgantown James. She leaves it off for Rachel Lawrence. 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Huntsville up 14-7 over Gentry. Three-pointer by Rachel Lawrence off the move. Gets it. Second three of the game for Rachel Lawrence. He's up to 8 points total. 14-10 is the lead now for Huntsville over Gentry. 5:47 remaining here in the first half. Miranda Campbell, right free throw line extending now for the Eagles. Mid-post to Delaney Tipton. Left wing Chandler Sohn. Three-shot up. Off the mark, no good. And a foul attempt against Miranda Campbell for Huntsville. Campbell's first personal foul for Huntsville. 3 team fouls now against the Eagles. Brianne Ward comes out of the game for Gentry, replaced by the sophomore Amber Ellis. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Huntsville leading Gentry 14-10. Rachel Lawrence brings it right side for inside to Haley Morgantown James, knocked away. Still on deck, Morgantown James retrieves it, brings it back up top to Amber Ellis. Between the circles now to Lawrence. Lawrence will recycle the offense, left wing to Morgantown James. Morgantown James. Back by the center circle now to Bailey Bills. Bills looking to drive. Bills crosses it over now to Morgantown James and Haley Morgantown James, the junior. Bring it up. Morgantown James good at driving the basketball. Morgantown James looks to go to the baseline. No, foul call prior to the shot against Delaney Tipton for Huntsville. That'll be Tipton's first personal foul for Huntsville. 14 fouls now against the Lady Eagles. The ball will be inbounded by Rachel Lawrence, right baseline for the Pioneers. Lawrence in play to Bailey Bills. Right back to Lawrence in the right corner. Lawrence to the baseline now. Lawrence try to get Morgantown James, and it is saved back in. It is now out of bounds off the Pioneers' last. It'll be Huntsville basketball. 4:45 is what remains here in the first half. Huntsville leading 14-10 over Gentry. Here's Emily Phillips. Left side to Miranda Campbell. Up on the point to Phillips. Mid-post to Delaney Tipton. Right side Chandler Sohn. Skipping it left wing to Miranda Campbell. Campbell up on the point to Phillips. Reverses it to Sohn. Free throw line extended right side. Up on the point back to Phillips. Phillips right, left side now Campbell. That now Phillips. Mid-post to Tipton. Tipton stops, pops, and gets it. Delaney Tipton, her first basket of the game. She has 2 points. Huntsville leads Gentry 16-10, 4:09 remaining first half. There's Haley Morgantown James into the forecourt now for the Lady Pioneers. Left side to Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence looks around screen, stops, pops, no good. Rebound pulled by Sierra Creek for Huntsville. Leaves it off to Emily Phillips. Phillips up ahead, left wing to Miranda Campbell. Campbell inside to Delaney Tipton, all alone off the window. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Tipton with 2 straight baskets. She's up to 4 points total. Huntsville up on Gentry, 14-10, 3:44 remaining here in the first half. Delaney Tipton will be charged with the foul against Morgantown James. That'll be the second personal foul against Delaney Tipton. 5 team fouls now against the Lady Eagles. Substitution. Olivia Weathers checks in the game for Gentry, replacing Lauren Little. Ball in the forecourt now to Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence will bring it on across now, stopping just short of the point. Right up against Chandler. So Huntsville staying man-to-man defensive. That's where the Eagles have been all evening. 3 short, blocked by Stone. Pulled in by Morgantown James. She shoots, no good. Ball's tipped around and claimed back by the Pioneers in the shot. Haley Morgantown James with 4 points on the game now. Huntsville up on Gentry, 18-12. 3:10 remaining here in the first half. Miranda Campbell, left, right corner for 3. Front iron, no good. Round pulled by Sierra Creek. Ball's tipped and ends up back with Campbell. Emily Phillips reverses the ball, Chandler Sohn. Left baseline to Delaney Tipton. Up top, Phillips. Right free throw line extended, Campbell. Skipping it left side now to Sohn. Sohn into Tipton. Tipton all alone. Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 straight inside baskets by the sophomore. 6 points on the game for Delaney Tipton. 20-12 is the score. 2:42 remains here in the first half. Lead for Huntsville. Haley Morgantown James driving, shooting, no good. Rebound. It's on the deck. It'll be a held ball. Alternate possession will keep the ball with Gentry. 2:34 remaining first half. 20-12 the lead for the Lady Eagles. Ball will be inbounded by Rachel Lawrence, right baseline for the Pioneers. Inside to Morgantown James, she shoots, no good. Rebound pulled by Miranda Campbell. Campbell saves it, gets it to Emily Phillips. Phillips up ahead to Sierra Creek. Creek to the 10, all the way in. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Sierra Creek up to 8 points on the game now. Huntsville up on Gentry, 22-12, 2:18 remaining first half of play. There's Haley Morgantown James working up against Delaney Tipton. Morgantown James right side of the floor now. Morgantown James. Now to Bailey Bills. Bills brings it right side of the floor. Bills still with it. Inside to Morgantown James to the basket. Haley Morgantown James. She has 6 points total. 22-14 lead for Huntsville. 1:49 remains first half. Chandler Sohn left side. 3 shot up. You betcha! First basket of the game for Chandler Sohn's a 3 shoot. The senior Sohn's up to 4 points total. 25-14 lead for Huntsville as we hit 90 seconds remaining first half. Haley Morgantown James left side of the floor to Amber Ellis. Up on the point now Bailey Bills. Bills crosses it over to Ellis. Left wing to Morgantown James. Back now to Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence is pretty good at those 3 shots. Need to watch her. Lawrence still with possession. Lawrence around the little screen now to the right baseline now. Lawrence needs some help. Inside to Morgantown James. A foul detected against Delaney Tipton for Huntsville. That'll be Tipton's third personal foul for Huntsville. 16 fouls now against the Lady Eagles.
Lady Tipton. Back in for Gentry's going to be Lauren Little.
Lauren Little replaces Haley Morgentine James. And Gentry Gospiner is in for Huntsville, replacing Delaney Tipton. 1:05 remaining first half. First shot by Lauren Little is good. Little with her first basket of the game. She has 2 points. Huntsville up on Gentry, 25-16, 54 seconds remaining here in the first half. Chandler Sohn, right free throw line extended for Eagles. Up on the point to Emily Phillips. Phillips right back to Sohn, right sideline. Right baseline to Gentry Gospiner. Down low to Sierra Creek. Ball's tipped away out of bounds. They're called off Creek last. It will be Gentry basketball, 42 seconds remaining here in the first half. And Rachel Lawrence, the senior guard, will bring it up for the Pioneers. Huntsville staying with that man-to-man. Lawrence, left side now, Lauren Little. Little. Around the little screen from Weathers, on to Lawrence. Lawrence for the baseline. Lawrence shoots it, blocked away by Sohn. It's out of bounds. Off of Little last. It'll be Huntsville basketball with 24.4 seconds remaining first half. Lady Eagles up by 9 at 25-16. Here's Phillips. Emily Phillips, the senior, point into the forecourt. Right side now, Miranda Campbell. Eagles retakes the ball over to Phillips now. Phillips back now to Campbell. Right wing Chandler, Gentry Gospiner probably up top with 8 seconds now. Campbell, Gospiner right wing. Gospiner on to Campbell, 5 seconds on to Emily Phillips. On to Chandler Sohn. Sohn, Phillips, deep three. It's good! Off the high bounce! Emily Phillips, first three of the ball game. She's up to 5 points total. And that's the end of the first half from Pioneer Gym and Gentry in this 1-4 conference matchup. The Huntsville Lady Eagles up on the Gentry Lady Pioneers 28-16. We'll be back with the second half and play in just a second. This is Lady Eagle basketball on Madison County Cable. Scott Thomas back with Charles Cookie Coger on Madison County Cable. We're ready to start second half of play for Pioneer Gym and Gentry in this 1-4 conference senior girls matchup. It's the Huntsville Lady Eagles up on the Gentry Lady Pioneers 28-16. There's first half scoring summary first for the Lady Pioneers. They're led in scoring by Rachel Lawrence. She has 8 points on the game, including 2 3-pointers. 6 points on the game for Haley Morgentine James. 2 points for Lauren Little. For Huntsville, they're led in scoring by Sierra Creek. She has 8 points on the game. 6 points for the sophomore Delaney Tipton. 5 points for Emily Phillips. 3 points for Miranda Campbell. 4 for Chandler Sohn and 2 for Shelby McCartney. It'll be Huntsville ball. Starting the second half of play, the 5 on the floor for the Lady Eagles are the 5 seniors. Number 4, Emily Phillips. Number 5, Miranda Campbell. Number 12, Chandler Sohn. Number 22, Shelby McCartney. And number 52, Sierra Creek. Ball goes out, back out to Sohn, back up top to Phillips. Reverses it to McCartney. Left wing now to Campbell. Miranda Campbell, still with possession. Back on the point to McCartney. McCartney, left wing, Campbell. Campbell to Phillips now, reverses the ball, McCartney. McCartney on to Phillips now. Left wing, Campbell. Campbell to McCartney. Back up top, it goes to Phillips. Emily Phillips crosses it back to Shelby McCartney. Right back to Emily Phillips. Right wing Chandler Sohn now. Sohn to McCartney. Set shot 3. Rattled down. Don't get Miranda Campbell with the board. Right back up with it. She is fouled on the play. Did she? They tried to call it prior to the shot going up against Rachel Lawrence. First personal foul for Lawrence. First team foul against the Lady Pioneers. Ball being inbound by Miranda Campbell. Right baseline for the Eagles. In play to Shelby McCartney. Ball is tipped away out of bounds by Haley Morgentine James. It will remain Gentry Huntsville basketball. Campbell again on the inbound. Miranda Campbell up top to Emily Phillips. Phillips brings it left wing now to Campbell. Left baseline Chandler Sohn up top to Shelby McCartney. Set shot 3 on the way. Yes, sir! First 3 of the game for the senior Shelby McCartney. She's up to 5 points total. Huntsville leads Gentry 31-16. 6:51 remains here in the third quarter. Rachel Lawrence with possession. Haley Morgentine James right back to Lawrence. Lawrence brings it to the right corner now. Lawrence tried to get it into Morgentine James. It was knocked out of bounds by Sierra Creek. It will remain Gentry basketball. It'll be triggered in by Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence up top to Bailey Bills. Bills Ball tipped away, a foul. I think it's Emily Phillips for Huntsville. Emily Phillips with the first personal foul for Huntsville. First team foul against the Lady Eagles. It'll be Rachel Lawrence again inbounding right baseline for the Pioneers. Looking at the volley is Lawrence. Ball tipped away, taken away by Emily Phillips. Taken right back. It's on the deck. It'll be a held ball forced. Alternate possession will give the ball to Gentry. 6:29 remaining here in the third quarter. 31-16 the lead for Huntsville. Ball's in the backcourt to Amber Ellis. Right back now to Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence Brown's got a little rub. Shoots from 18. No good. Rebound pulled by Emily Phillips on the offside for Huntsville. Phillips up ahead now to Chandler Sohn, and Sohn will bring it on into the forecourt. Sohn left of the point now to Shelby McCartney. Right wing now Miranda Campbell. Back up top to Emily Phillips. Reverses it to McCartney. Set shot, 3 on the way. 2 in a row for McCartney. 8 points on the game now for the senior Shelby McCartney. Huntsville up on Gentry 34-16. 5:55 remains third. There's Haley Morgan James. Right free throw line extended. Up top it goes to Bailey Bills. Bills crosses it over now to Amber Ellis. Left wing now Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence looks for Morgan James. It was knocked away. It's taken away by Chandler Sohn for Huntsville. Here's Emily Phillips. She was fouled. Looks like, but no call. Ellis shoots. No good. And the foul now detected against Ellis. Amber Ellis with her second personal foul for Gentry. Second team foul against the Lady Pioneers. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Huntsville up by 18 over Gentry at 34-16. Shelby McCartney, right side Emily Phillips, right wing now to Chandler Sohn. Back up top McCartney, shot up, off the front iron, no good, and it's pulled in by Haley Morgan James. There's Rachel Lawrence up the near sideline for the Pioneers. Lawrence going down away with the floater, no good. Rebound pulled by Bailey Bills. Off to Haley Morgan James baseline now to Lawrence. As Lawrence pulls up, shoots off the window, no good. Grab Morgan James right back up and that scores it. Haley Morgan James up to 8 points total. Huntsville leads Gentry 34-18. 4:54 remains here in the third. I'll go to Shelby McCartney. Ball's tipped away. It ends up with the Pioneers. Here comes Amber Ellis. Ellis. Back now Rachel Lawrence. Ball's reversed to Haley Morgan James. Morgan James will bring it over to the right side of Florida Ellis. Right free throw line extended to Lawrence. Lawrence setting up the offense, looking inside, looking for Morgan James. Will back it out now. In the right wing now to Morgan James. Left side now. Bailey Bills pulls up, shoots it. No good. Rebound. Shelby. Oh, it ends up back with the Bills inside Morgan James. Haley Morgan James, 10 points on the game. Charlie Berry will take a timeout for Huntsville. 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Eagles. Will keep it here. 4:14 remains in the third quarter. Huntsville up on Gentry 34-20. Here's a quick scoring summary. We'll do it for Lady Pioneers first. Rachel Lawrence has 8 points, including 2 threes. 2 points for Lauren Little. And 10 points for Haley Morgan James. For Huntsville, Emily Phillips has 5, including a 3. Miranda Campbell to the tray for 3 points. Chandler Sohn has scored 4 points, including a 3-pointer. Shelby McCartney with 2 threes, 8 points total. Delaney Tipton with 6 points. Sierra Creek has 8 points. Senior Eagles back in action this Tuesday night, February 3rd. Back on the road, this time to Western Washington County against the Lincoln Wolves. Here's Emily Phillips, crosses it to Miranda Campbell. Right wing now, Chandler Sohn dribbles up. Back between the circles now, Phillips. Towards left corner to Miranda Campbell. Baseline McCartney. Ball tipped away, it's back to Phillips. On back to Campbell. Miranda Campbell. Phillips now. Right wing now, Sohn skipping the left side, McCartney. 3 shot up. Count and one! McCartney, 3 threes on the game, 11 points total.
Shelby McCartney, 3-point basket.
And it was called after the shot. The foul is charged to Rachel Lawrence for Gentry. Lawrence's second personal foul. 3 team fouls now against Lady Pioneers. After the shot, it'll be Huntsville basketball. Ball left side, McCartney. Inside, Emily Phillips. Phillips back up top, Miranda Campbell. Right free throw line extended, Chandler Sohn. To Campbell, 3 shot up. Front iron, no good. Rebound McCartney. She was fouled from behind by Amber Ellis. Ellis with her third personal foul for Gentry. There are now 14 fouls against the Lady Pioneers. I'll be inbound by Miranda Campbell. In play, Shelby McCartney. McCartney, left wing, Chandler Stone. Stone sets for three and hits! Chandler Stone's second three of the ball game. She's up to 7 points total. Now timeout will be taken by Tim Fulks for Gentry. It'll be a full timeout. Pioneers will take it with them. 3:21 remaining in the third quarter. The score is Huntsville 40, Gentry 20. We'll be back in just a second. This is Lady Eagle basketball. 3:21 remaining in the third quarter here at Pioneer Gym and Gentry in this 1-4A Conference Senior Girls matchup. Huntsville Lady Eagles are doubled up on the Gentry Lady Pioneers now 40-20. And here comes the senior Rachel Lawrence bringing the ball up for Gentry. Huntsville staying in that man-to-man they played all game long. Haley Borgentine James right side of the floor now. Borgentine James off to Lawrence. Lawrence. Borgentine James, it's off Borgentine James out of bounds. Will be Huntsville basketball, 3:04 remaining in the third. Here's Emily Phillips, the senior point guard. On into the forecourt matchup against Amber Ellis. On to Miranda Campbell. Back now to Phillips. Left wing Chandler. Zone. Skips it over Shelby McCartney. McCartney looking to drive. McCartney shoots it and gets it. Shelby McCartney. With 13 points on the ball game now. Huntsville up on Gentry. 42-20. 2:40 remains third quarter. Lauren Little, free throw line now for the Pioneers. Backs off to Haley Borgentine James. Borgentine James matchup against Sierra Creek. Will cross over to the right side of the floor. Around the screen for now from Lawrence. Borgentine James has a matchup. That switch and Chandler Stones now on Borgentine James. Now the ball tipped around. It's out of bounds off of zone last. It will remain Gentry basketball, 2:20 remaining third quarter. The ball being inbounded by Borgentine James right baseline. You watch her coming right back in, getting the pass. Borgentine James up top now. Brianne Ward off to Amber Ellis. Ellis stepping through, shooting and scoring. Amber Ellis, her first basket of the game. She has 2 points. Huntsville up on Gentry, 42-22, 2:08 remains third quarter. Miranda Campbell, left wing now Shelby McCartney. McCartney to Chandler Stone, inside Sierra Creek all alone. No, shot's no good. Rebound pulled by Brianne Ward for Gentry. There's Rachel Lawrence with possession. Lawrence, left free throw line extended to Amber Ellis. Inside, taken away by Sierra Creek for Huntsville. Up at Emily Phillips, the ball tipped away. And it'll be a hell ball. It'll be Huntsville basketball on the alternate possession. 1:39 remaining third quarter. 20 points is the lead for Huntsville, 42-22. Ball inbounded to Emily Phillips. Phillips, left side of the floor. Right free throw line instead, Shelby McCartney. Inside Sierra Creek all alone. Rattled out, no good. Rebound chased down by Haley Borgentine James for Gentry. Borgentine James on to Rachel Lawrence, the senior, bringing on into the forecourt for Gentry. Lawrence, left wing to Amber Ellis. Ellis, left corner Borgentine James now. Haley Borgentine James, the junior, has it with 1:10 remaining here in the third. Red Ward wheeling on the pivot foot now. On to Lawrence, Rachel Lawrence, left side of the floor. We have 1 minute remaining here in the third. On the Borgentine James, tipped away, taken away. Actually, it was Ward with it, stripped by Emily Phillips. Phillips all the way to the 10, for the end one! Brianne Ward is charged with her first personal foul for Gentry. 5 team fouls now against the Lady Pioneers. And Emily Phelps has a chance at an old-fashioned three for the Lady Eagles. First shot by the senior shot is on the way, back iron, no good. Rebound pulled by Rachel Lawrence. Emily Phelps has 7 points on the ball game now. Huntsville up on Gentry, 44-22, 44 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Rachel Lawrence right side of the floor now for the Pioneers. Ball tipped away, taken away by Miranda Campbell. Campbell going up against Ellis all the way in for the and one! Amber Ellis is charged with a fourth personal foul for Gentry. 16 fouls now against the Lady Pioneers. And here comes Bailey Bills back into the Lady Pioneer lineup, replacing Ellis. Miranda Campbell checks an old-fashioned three, her first free throw attempt of the ballgame. Shot up by Campbell, rattled out, no good. Shelby McCartney will be charged with the foul for Huntsville. McCartney's third personal foul for Huntsville. Second team foul now against the Lady Eagles. 34 seconds remaining here in the third. Huntsville up by 24, 46-22. Haley Morgentine-James brings up right side of the floor. Morgentine-James still with it to the baseline. On to Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence pulls up and shoots a three and hits it. He's awfully good at moving that off for that three-pointer. She's into double figures now with 11 off her third three-pointer of the ballgame. 46-25 lead for Huntsville as we have 10 seconds remaining in the third. Sylvia McCartney left wing. McCartney stepping into Chandler's zone. Right wing Miranda Campbell. Campbell brings it back up top. Campbell stops, pops, no good. And that's the end of the third quarter here from Gentry in this 1-4 conference matchup. That's the 46-25 lead for the Huntsville Lady Eagles over the Gentry Lady Pioneers. We'll be after the fourth quarter plays just a second. This is Lady Eagle basketball on Madison County Cable. Fourth quarter starting here at Pioneer Gym in Gentry in this 1-4 conference senior girls matchup. It's the Huntsville Lady Eagles up on the Gentry Lady Pioneers by a score of 46-25. Gentry will have possession starting the fourth quarter. The 5 on the floor for the Lady Eagles are number 52, Sarah Creek, number 12, Chandler Sohn, number 4, Emily Phillips, number 5, Miranda Campbell, and number 22, Shelby McCartney. 5 senior starters on the floor. Three-pointer for Rachel Lawrence gets it. Rachel Lawrence, her fourth three of the ball game. She's up to 14 points total. Huntsville up on Gentry, 46-28. 7:38 remains here in the fourth quarter. Here's Shelby McCartney driving in all the way in and scores it. Shelby McCartney up to 15 points on the ball game now for the senior. 48-28 is the lead now for Huntsville. 7:15 remaining fourth quarter. Here's Bailey Bills inside, throws it away to Sierra Creek. Miranda Campbell looking inside to Shelby McCartney. Ball's tipped away and taken away by the Pioneers, by Bailey Bills. So leave it off for Rachel Lawrence. And Lawrence will bring it up for the Pioneers. Tosses over to Haley Morgentine-James. Morgentine-James on to Lauren Little. Little surveying the territory, right side back now to Lawrence. Into Morgentine-James, tipped away by Sierra Creek. Nice running defense by the senior. It will remain Gentry basketball with 6:38 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 20 points is the lead for Huntsville at 48-28. Ball comes up top to Brianne Ward. Ward, ball tipped away, foul called on Sierra Creek for Huntsville. Creek with her first personal foul. There are now 3 team fouls against the Lady Eagles. The ball will be inbounded by Rachel Lawrence, right baseline for Gentry. Lawrence looks to get the ball in play. Towards left corner now, Brianne Ward. Ward will dribble up now. Ward, ball tipped away. Ends up with Emily Phillips for Huntsville. Phillips will slow the action down and bring it on into the front court with 6:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Chandler Sohn skipping into Shelby McCartney. Into Emily Phillips all alone. Yes, sir! Emily Phillips with 9 points on the game now off the assist from Shelby McCartney. Huntsville up on Gentry, 40-28. 6:08 remains here in the fourth quarter. It's Haley Morgentine-James, left side of the floor now. Ambrose throws the ball away, out of bounds. Will be Huntsville basketball with 5:59 remaining here in the fourth. Here comes a substitution. Cheyenne Sulford checking in for the Eagles, replacing Chandler Sohn. We have a timeout on the floor. 30 seconds taken by Tim Folks for Gentry. We'll keep it here. 5:59 remaining fourth quarter. Huntsville leading Gentry 50-28. Here's a quick scoring summary for the Lady Pioneers first. Rachel Lawrence has 14. Amber Ellis with 2. Lauren Little with 2. Haley Morgentine-James with 10. For Huntsville, Emily Phillips has 9. Miranda Campbell with 5. Chandler Sohn with 7. Shelby McCartney with 15. Delaney Tipton with 6. And Sarah Creek with 8. Lady Eagles will be back in action this Tuesday night. Senior Eagles will be back on the road this Tuesday night, February the 3rd. They'll make the trip to Western Washington County, taking on the Lincoln Wolves in the Wolves Den. I'll be inbounded by Chandler Sohn and Emily Phillips. Phillips on into the forecourt now. The Lady Tipton is also in the ball game for Huntsville. Shine Selfridge back up top to Shelby McCartney. Crosses over to Chandler Sohn. On now to Tipton. Tipton to Shelby McCartney. McCartney drives it in, shoots it, and scores it. Shelby McCartney with 17 points on the game now. Huntsville up on Gentry 52-28, 5:28 remains here in the third quarter. The shot up, three-pointer up, off the back iron, no good by Lauren Will. Rebound pulled by Delaney Tipton for Huntsville. Outlets it down to Emily Phillips. Phillips on to Chandler Sohn. Shot up and good, three-pointer. Shelby McCartney with another three. The senior's 4-3 in the ballgame. She has 20 points total. 55-28 lead for Huntsville. 4:51 remains fourth quarter. Ball cross to Breanne Ward now for the Pioneers right wing. Shot up by Lauren Willis, a long two, no good. Rebound pulled in by Bailey Bill. Bogan Conte shot, no good. Rebound McCartney for Huntsville. And a timeout taken by Charlie Berry for Huntsville. And Charlie Berry is going to take a 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Eagles. Will keep it here. 4:39 remaining fourth quarter. 55-28 lead for the Lady Eagles over Gentry. Looks like Huntsville well on their way to staying in first place in the 1-4A. And it was 9-1 in the conference, 19-4 overall.
How are you, Scott?
How are you? Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, Quade?
Good, how are you?
All right. Saying hi to the Mosier family, Gara and Maggie and Quade, as they pass by old Madison County folks. Now live over in the Rogers area. Here's Emily Phillips for Huntsville. Crosses over Gentry Goffman, right wing now to Cheyenne Selfridge, left wing Cheyenne Selfridge. Cheyenne walking stick is also in the game for Huntsville. Back up top to Emily Phillips. Phillips, right free throw line extended. Goffman in the Selfridge. She shoots it. She was blocked. Rebound pulled by the Pioneers. Here's Rachel Lawrence working with possession now for the Pioneers. The ball's out of bounds off the Pioneers, off the Eagles. That's really Pioneer basketball. Ball stepped away, taken away by the senior Emily Phillips. Gentry Goffman in to Cheyenne Selfridge all on. Selfridge will go to the free throw line. She was fouled on the play by Rachel Lawrence. Lawrence with the third personal foul for Gentry. 17 fouls now against the Lady Pioneers. And now sends the senior Cheyenne Selfridge to line with her first two free throw attempts on the 9 for Huntsville. First shot by Selfridge, rattled out, no good. Here comes the substitution. Miranda Campbell back in for the Lady Eagles, replacing Emily Phillips. Selfridge with her second shot on the way. She got that one. First point of the game for the senior Cheyenne Selfridge. 56-28 is the lead for Huntsville over Gentry with 3:54 remaining fourth quarter. Rachel Lawrence with possession. Right side now to Bailey Bills. Up top to Lauren Little. Little with the ball fake. Right side back now. Bill shoots a three. No good. Rebound pulled by Miranda Campbell for Huntsville. Outlets it to Gentry Gosswiener. Gosswiener looking at now up the center of the floor for the Eagles. Gosswiener, right wing to Delaney Tipton. Into Cheyenne walking stick. Yes, sir. First basket into the junior post. Cheyenne walking stick. She has 2 points. 58-28 lead. Now the clock will run since we've reached the 30-point barrier. 3:21 remaining here in the fourth. Breanne Ward, right side to Bailey Bills. Bills on to Lauren Little. Little, west side of the floor, now tipped away. It's on the deck. Chased down by Delaney Tipton, was tipped away by Gentry Gosswiener. Gosswiener will work it up against Haley Morgentine James on into the forecourt now. Left side, Miranda Campbell into Cheyenne Selfridge mid-post. Selfridge looks to go to work. Selfridge, right left wing to Campbell. Back now to walking stick inside. Selfridge ducking under, shooting. She'll go to the free throw line. Rachel Lawrence is charged with the foul for Gentry, her 4th personal. 8th team foul now against the Lady Pioneers. And now sends Cheyenne Selfridge back to the free throw line with 2 shots. First shot by Selfridge. Rattles home. Here comes some substitutions now for the Pioneers. We'll get them as we go along. Second shot by Selfridge on the way, no good. Rebound, takes up and tipped off to Gentry. Gossmeter! The sophomore Gossmeter's first basket of the game. She has 2 points. 61-28 lead for Huntsville. 2 minutes remains. Ball's crossed over now. 3-pointer is up. 3-pointer no good. It'll be Huntsville basketball. 1:48 and counting to go here in the 4th. Ball comes to Delaney Tipton up top. Ball goes inside. Walking stick. Walking stick stays it in play, but ends up with Taylor Butler for the Pioneers. Butler will pull it out now. Taken away by Selfridge on a hit of Gossmeter. Gentry Gossmeter with 4 points on the game now. 63-28 the lead for Huntsville. 1:13 remains. Taylor Butler with possession. Ball's tipped away out of bounds by Gossmeter and will remain Huntsville basketball, Gentry basketball, pardon me, as we head towards 60 seconds remaining. Ball inbounded now to the Pioneers. Taylor Butler with it. Butler taken away by Cheyenne Selfridge. Selfridge goes in all the way. Fouled on the play by Samantha Curran. That'll be Curran's first personal foul for Gentry. 19 fouls now against the Lady Pioneers. And it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Cheyenne Selfridge. First shot by Selfridge on the way. Rattles out, no good. Rebound pulled by Delaney Tipton. Tipton right back up with it, no good. Off the ground, Tipton right back with it, yes sir. Delaney Tipton, 8 points on the game now for the sophomore. 65-28 lead for Huntsville, 16 seconds. Taylor Butler gets the ball to Olivia Weathers. Weathers 10 seconds. To Mystic West, right side of the floor. On to Samantha Curran. Curran brings it right side, 4 seconds. Curran back up top, ball's tipped away. And the Pioneers will not get us off. The Huntsville Lady Eagles defeat the Gentry Lady Pioneers 65-28. Now put Huntsville at 19-4 overall, 9-1 inside the 1-4 conference, still in the lead in the 1-4A. Gentry Pioneers dropped to 7-11 overall, 4-6 in league play. So, for Charles Pickett, Kobe versus Scott Thomas, wishing you a good evening from Gentry. Final score once again, Huntsville 65, Gentry 28. This has been Madison County Cable's coverage of Lady Eagle basketball.